Replacing the electrical receptacle in the common household can be a simple, although dangerous procedure if certain safety precautions are not taken. Hi, I'm Chief Joe Bruni, and what I'm going to talk about are the steps necessary to replace a worn-out electrical receptacle. By disconnecting power or throwing the breaker to the off position and then testing the electrical outlet for power, you can ensure that power has been turned off. If it's an older electrical source or panel box, such as a fuse box, the fuses can be pulled, or even the main breaker itself can be disconnected. After electrical power has been disconnected from the worn receptacle, you can proceed with the steps necessary to replace that receptacle. The first step would be to remove the center screw on the cover plate. After the cover plate has been successfully removed, set it aside and expose the receptacle itself. There will be two screws, one at the top of the receptacle and one at the bottom of the receptacle, that holds the receptacle itself into the power box or into the junction box. Remove each of those screws and pull the receptacle away from the power box or junction box so you can expose the wiring connected to that receptacle. The next step would be to disconnect the wires by removing the screws on each side of the receptacle. When the screws are removed, the wires should easily be removed from around that source. There will be a black wire, which is the hot wire, and a white wire, which is the neutral wire. There is also usually a green wire or a bare wire, which is your ground wire. Remove all three wires from all three screws where they are attached to the worn receptacle. After the screws and the wires have been disconnected, remove the worn outlet and set it aside. You can then take the new outlet or new receptacle and connect it to the same wires using the same type of screws. Take notice on the side of the receptacle. The copper or brass colored screws are the screws that will take the black or hot wire. The silver colored screws on the opposite side of the receptacle will take the white colored wire or neutral wire. And the green colored screw will take the ground wire or green wire. Reversing the procedure by installing the top and bottom screw that holds the receptacle into the junction box, you can successfully reinstall the new receptacle. After installing the receptacle holding screws into the junction box, you can then reinstall the cover plate by reinstalling the center screw on the cover plate itself. Being careful not to over-tighten, as you will crack the plastic cover plate. After the receptacle has been installed, you can then return to the panel box, power box, or breaker panel to reinstall power back to the receptacle. Once power has been returned to the receptacle, you can check the power source by plugging in either a circuit tester or some type of a lamp or light that will ensure that power has been restored to that wall outlet. I'm Chief Joe Bruni. Stay safe.